Microsoft also having earnings on April 29, 2020. I think Microsoft is the number one company in the country right now with a market cap of $1.32 billion. They have earnings on April 29th, 2020. I'm expecting Microsoft to do okay, kind of a mixed earnings. Why? Because their business is mostly online. I did hear that Microsoft's Windows sales are going to be down simply because of the shutdown in China. But at the same time, I also know that a lot of people are buying laptops right now, and every laptop has a Microsoft Windows in it because people have to, work at home. A lot of businesses are buying laptops for their employees, which will help increase the sales of Microsoft. So I'm kind of bullish on Microsoft, but at the same time, you could also say that Microsoft's earnings are already priced into the stock because they are worth $1.32 trillion at the moment. So we'll see what happens. As a business, I'm bullish. As a stock, I have no idea. It could sell off or it could continue to go up. It just all depends on what the bots decide to do after earnings. They do have a pretty high PE ratio right now of 30.40. Tesla is an interesting one. I think Tesla will sell off after earnings. I could be wrong. They are reopening up their factories on May 5th right now. Just looking from a charting perspective, it looks like Tesla is starting to slow down and it could fall back down to earth again. But I think Tesla is in a big giant bubble right now. I think Tesla could crash after earnings, but it all depends. I mean, they are also opening up their factory in May 4th, 2020. So if that is true, that could be a positive catalyst for Tesla. And I also hear that the Chinese factory, the Shanghai factory in China is doing very well at the moment. They are beating expectations when it comes to producing cars. They are also expanding further in China so they can make more cars. I don't know. I'm bullish on Tesla's future. Short term, we could see a pullback, which could create an opportunity, but I'm still bullish on the long-term thesis of Tesla. I think that Tesla could be easily worth $1,500 or $3,000 sometime in the future, especially if self-driving cars come out. But we'll see what happens. Starbucks. I'm kind of bearish on Starbucks. Same time, it's already had a massive pullback. We'll see what happens. A lot of people, when they go to work, they like to buy their coffee. Right now, a lot of people are not working, probably are stopped buying Starbucks coffee, so their revenue is probably going to decline a little bit. Not a lot of people are going to be ordering Starbucks online, in my opinion. Not a lot of people are going to be like, I want a coffee delivered to my house. It doesn't make any sense. And then a lot of stores are probably closed down for Starbucks in America right now. China had their store closures between the month of February to mid-March. So that's going to be affecting Starbucks sales a little bit because China is a big market for Starbucks. And then the rest of the world, Starbucks is also shutting down too because of the virus situation, and the online sales are not going to be great because nobody is going to buy coffee online, in my opinion. But that is only my opinion. We'll see what happens. AMD, Advanced Micro Devices. This is the company I invested into when it was $2. They are having their earnings on April 28, 2020. The Ryzen CPU right now is kicking Intel's butt. If Intel ever came out with a product that just destroys AMD, I think AMD stock will tank really hard, but we'll see what happens. Right now, Dr. Lisa Su is executing properly, reducing AMD's debt level by quite a bit and increasing their cash position by quite a bit. So AMD they're safe as a stock. They're in a bubble. But sometimes bubbles can get bigger, so we'll see what happens on April 28, 2020. I know a bunch of laptops are being sold right now, so that could help boost revenue. It could be bullish, could be bearish. I'm more leaning on the bearish side because I think AMD is way overpriced right now, but I could be wrong, and they can get bigger. It's just, to me, it makes no sense. Like, there are companies like Micron out there that is, much better revenue, much better balance sheet. Exxon Mobil Corporation, May 1st, 2020. They're basically having earnings right at the end of the month, near the end of the month, the very last day. It could be good, it could be bad. Oil prices in the month of January was around $60. In March, it was around $50. In January, it was $60. February, it was $50. In March, it was around $20, trading between $30 to $20. In April, it dropped all the way down to negative $45 before bouncing back to around $15, $16, $17. Right now, the Fed is possibly buying energy stocks like ExxonMobil, so maybe the month of January and February will make up for the month of March, but their guidance is probably going to be horrible. We'll see what happens. I'm still bearish on it. The Fed will go in it and buy up ExxonMobil, and it won't crash, and it'll just keep going up even with a bad guidance. I think earnings is going to be mixed, but guidance is going to be bad unless they don't have guidance, which then won't matter at all. We'll see what happens. Boeing. I am bearish on Boeing, but that's just me. Why? Because they don't have any, nobody's buying their planes. All these airports like American Airlines, Southwest Airlines, Delta Airlines, they are in survival mode, and they're not going to be going to Boeing. It's like, oh, we want your new planes. No, they're just going to sit back and they're just going to try to survive and hope that the economy goes back to normal and people start traveling again, because their money maker is people traveling, and people are not traveling right now. So that's why I'm bearish on Boeing. I think after earnings, which is around April 29th, 2020, I think the stock will crash, but I could be wrong. It's a gamble at the end of the day, so we'll see what happens. American Airlines, April 30th, 2020. Bearish, but we'll see. No planes are flying right now. I think they're going to swing into a loss. Their guidance is going to be bad, but maybe their stock won't drop too much because it's already quite low. Southwest Airlines. Southwest Airlines has made a new 52-week low. The earnings is around April 28, 2020. Like I said, Southwest Airlines is in the same boat as American Airlines at the moment. There's no planes flying. I'm still bearish on it, but it's already at 52-week low. I still think there's a possibility it could drop even lower. We will see at the end of the day. The lower it drops, the more of an opportunity becomes, because when the economy bounces back, Southwest Airlines could bounce back with the economy, but that might take a while. We'll see what happens. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this content. Give me a thumbs up. It helps my channel grow. Subscribe for future updates. Have a great day. Bye.
na na na